Hello lovelies, welcome back to Alakoge YouTube channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be learning how to make this fine palazzo trouser. It's a wide leg palazzo trouser and it's so easy to make. So if you're interested in learning how to make this, please continue to watch this video. A big thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, and if you're new here, you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because on this channel there is a lot of awesome content. So let's go to the cutting table. So to start off, I already have lines marked on my pattern paper. So I mark my shoulder, my waist to the hip, that is 8 inches, and for the crotch depth I mark 10 inches. Those are the two lines that I have on the pattern paper right now. My crotch is supposed to be 9 inches, but I want a bit of ease since the trouser is free, so that's why I marked 10 inches. So that's the waistline, the hip line, also the crotch line. So on the hip line there, I'm going to mark quarter of my hip measurement, which is 9, then plus 1 inch. And on the crotch depth, I'm going to mark half of my thigh measurement. My thigh measurement is 22. So 22 divided by 2 equals to 11, then plus 1 inch. That's why I marked 12 inches on the crotch line there, and also on the hip line I marked 10 inches. My hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So I just make a straight rule from the hip straight to the from the waistline straight to the crotch line there. I just make my crotch curve right there. So that's just what I did right there. It's just so simple. This is the whole thing we'll be drafting, because it's going to be straight down to the bottom. So these are just going to be drafting it. So I'm just going to cut off that place, then I will use the pattern to cut off the front part, the front piece, like so. So I'm just cutting off the front piece. So now after cutting the front piece, I placed the pattern paper on the fabric again. I folded the fabric into two in order to mark the back pattern. So what I did is just I had 2 inches right there. So I come up by 2 inches for the back raising. We raise the trouser at the back by 2 inches. Then I come out by 2 inches on the waistline. Then on the crotch line there, I come out by 3 inches. So these are excess again to add to the back. On the crotch line, going to come out by 3 inches. On the waistline, you come out by 2 inches. Then on the hip line too, you're going to come out by 2.5 inches on the crotch line. You're going to come out by 2.5 inches on the hip line rather. So please just take notes. On the waistline, you come out by 2 inches. On the hip line, you come out by 2.5, and on the crotch line, you come out by 3 inches. And around the waist area, you go up by 2 inches in order to raise the back piece. So that's all that you're going to need. So the 3 inches that you mark on the crotch line, you're just going to mark it straight down to the hem line. And that is all for the drafting of this palazzo trouser. It's just a straight pants, and there is no cuffing anywhere, because you're going to be using elastic as the waistline, and it's just so simple. So that's all. So I'm just going to maintain the 3 inches straight down, and before I do that, I'm just going to use the curvature to make the curve from where we raise the 2 inches at the back. Just going to mark it like so. So the 3 inches, I'm just going to maintain it straight to the hemline like so. So the length of my trouser is 42 inches, in case you want to know. So I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric around there, and that's all for the cutting. I'm going to slash it by the side. So now for the pocket, because this trouser has pockets, I've just cut a fabric and I folded it into two like so. So it's just going to mark the is 7 inches wide and 11 inches long. unfold is 7 inches wide and fold 11 inches long. So I'm just going to mark 1.5 inches right there. Make sure your fabric is unfold just like mine is. Then you're going to mark 6.5 here lengthwise. On the width you're going to mark 1.5, and on the length you're going to mark 6.5, and you're going to connect it together like so in order to create the curve for the pockets. So I'm just going to connect it together. So the next thing I'll do is just to cut each off. You're not going to cut the both sides, just going to take one side and you're going to connect it, cut it off like so. So you're going to cut off one part like this. So the next thing is to place this on the front panel. Just going to bring one of your front piece and just going to place your pocket on it like this. Going to place a pocket on it like this. Then you're just going to pin it on it. Because the fabric is just shifting about, so that's why I have to pin it. You may pin it or you may not pin it, so I recommend that you pin it. Then there's excess around this area here, so you're just going to trim off that excess, and on that area just take it to your sewing machine and use 0.25 to sew around there. So I've already sewed it already. I've already joined it together. So the next thing is for you to fold the pocket into two like so. Can you see the way I did it? Just fold it into two like that. Then you take it to your sewing machine to sew it around this side. I'm just going to use my hand to trace for you to see where you're going to sew again. So just fold it. Make sure you fold it together into two very well. Make sure it's well folded. So just going to take it to your sewing machine and sew it on that area where I placed my hand. Then you're just going to open it up. This is how it's going to look once you sew it. So you can sew the up to, so that it's going to join together at the up area there, at the waistline area there. So make sure you sew it. I'm showing us again how we're going to sew it, and the upper part too, you're just going to sew it in order to keep the pocket in place. So can you see how I've sew it already? See how it's looking? Then just going to fold it very well. Make sure you go and give it a good press here. You can press it, and we can top stitch on this part of a pocket up here. You can top stitch or you just leave it, but I'm not top stitching mine. So you're just going to go ahead and sew this area, and also the pocket opening you can stop stitch or you leave it just like I did. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew that area like that. So I've already sewed it, and also for the second part too. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave about 2.5 inch. Reason is that you need 1 inch to join your front piece and back piece together, and the 1.5 is for the opening of the pocket. So make sure before you close it up then, the reason why I close it before is for us to understand. It's just for us to be able to understand. I hope we get that. So the next is for me to join the front piece together around the crotch area, and also the back piece too. So this is the back piece I've joined together at the crotch area, and also this is the front piece that I've joined together at the crotch area too. I'm just going to place them on top of each other and take it to the sewing machine and use 1 inch to sew. Use 0.5 inch to sew the crotch area, but for the side you're going to sew it with 1 inch seam allowance. So make sure when you're joining the front piece, make sure you join the pocket too, but not too deep. I hope we just got. So just take it to the sewing machine and just sew with that 1 inch seam allowance. And when you get to the pocket area, just step it down with maybe ½ inch, and here you have your pockets. So I've already joined it together at the side. The next is to join together at the inseam area, around the crotch area down to the hem. So I'm just going to go ahead and join it together, and before that I'll measure what I have around my waist area in order to cut the waistband, because we'll be putting the elastic into the waistband. So I'll measure what I have around there, and that will be the length of the band I'm going to cut. So for me, I have about 44 inches on my waist area there. So that means my waistband must be 44 inches long, and which I've already cut already. The length of my band is 4 inches. So once I fold it, that means I will have 2 inches, and I'll use 0.5 to join it. That means that my waistband width is 1.5. And I'm just going to join it to the waist area like so, and also join it around the crotch, around the inseam area too. So here I've already joined the waistband and I've already closed the inseam area. So the next thing is to insert the elastic. So the length of my elastic is 22 inches. The reason is my waist is 28 and I removed 6 inches from that. That's why I have 22 inches. So whatever your waist measurement is, just remove 6 inches from it and use to cut your elastic. So this is my elastic. I'm using safety pin to insert it into the waist band. And when you're closing your sides of your pants, make sure that you leave about 1 to 2 inches open. I forgot to mention that, sorry. So make sure you leave about 2 inches open in order for you to insert the waistband by the side. So just leave one side open like by 2 inches. So I've already finished inserting the elastic already. So the next thing is for me to take it to the sewing machine in order to close it up. I use pen to hold down the elastic so that I won't have to do another work again. So I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine in order to close it up by the side. So I'm just doing this right there like so, and there is it. So I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and close it up by the side with the same allowance that is there. Right here, I've already joined it together by this side already. So the last thing to do is to just hem it at the hem area. So I'm just going to take it to the same machine and fold in the same allowance that I added to the hem area like so. So that is all for the tutorial. So here is our palazzo pants. It's just so simple to make. So one thing I did is at the waist area here, in order to keep the elastic into place, so I just run a stitch, just one straight stitch on the elastic band. Can you see it? You know, it seems like the elastic is into places. So I just run a stitch straight on the elastic band, on the elastic on the waist, and that is all for this tutorial. If you find this tutorial helpful, please give me a huge thumbs up. Please like, comment, and also share this video. If you have any question, please ask the question in the comment section down below. If you've been checking this channel and you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. There's more awesome content on the way. And for the wrapped up diaries, for the 2 pieces of this, I'm just going to be uploading the video tomorrow. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe so that I can get notification whenever I upload the video. Can you see the waist, the elastic where I'm talking about, where around just 1 inch, just to put the elastic in place. And here is our palazzo pants with pockets. It's just so simple to make. So if you have any question, ask a question in the comment section down below. So catch you in my next tutorial. Bye.